G'day guys, welcome back. My name's Chris, this is I Ride Taz, and this is our VL250 bobber build. And in today's video, we're going to get rid of this switch block, do a kill switch delete, move the starter to that side panel, and then do a single throttle conversion, and we'll probably end up having to change the hand grips. Just before we get into it, I'd love to thank my sponsors, chopthebob.com.au. Check out their website and use iRideTaz10 on checkout to save yourself some coin on their very cool merchandise. So guys, as I said in the intro, there's a couple of parts to this. We're going to take this switch block off. We're going to do a kill switch delete. We're going to reroute the brake switch. We're going to put the start button down onto the side panel in the same way that we move the switches from this switch block onto the left hand side panel. The thing I'm worried about is the Whisky Throttle or single throttle cable conversion. What I've bought is an Arian Pacific Industries throttle assembly from Trojan, where it's an Amal style throttle sleeve. I've used them before and it worked quite well. It's for 22mm bars, so that's slightly bigger to allow the movement across the bar. It's much simpler than stock. I've used it before and it turned out really well, but sometimes this can be a little bit of a problem to get this to work properly. We're going to delete the push cable and we're going to keep the pull cable. Modern bikes, the spring is so powerful that you don't really need the push cable. It's sort of there for safety, but it's an unnecessary weight, and it just, to remove it, cleans up the look of the bars massively. This will disappear because we'll cut it and it'll run through here. Yeah, it'll just be a lot simpler look, and I'm quite excited about it. On top of that, because I'm probably going to have to cut these because I fair banged them on, I've got some from Trojan, some Arian Pacific Industries hand grips. They're glitter flake, and I think that's going to look pretty cool. It'll just match the 70s vibe I'm going for. They were cheap, they look cool, and just something a little bit different to what I've put on before. So I'll put them on at the end, and I think it's going to look cool. Just going to start with a Phillips head. Yeah, if I could get it in. There we go. Yeah. And a Phillips head up here. And that, if we loosen them up enough, it will enable us to completely separate the switch block, and we will see what we are up against, where the wiring goes, and what wires we're going to have to terminate, what wires we're going to have to connect to do the kill switch delete. Cool, so this one's our pull, this one's our push, so this is the one we don't want. Cool. Awesome. So there's our assembly there. That can be put to the side. There's our brake switch wiring that goes down through here. We don't actually want to get rid of that. We want the brake light to come on when we pull the brake lever, so that is necessary for that. The rest of it we don't really need. So we're probably going to end up rerouting it like so. We won't be able to chop too hard at it then if we want to keep that. Just remove some of the sheath. We will cut the cable, we'll cut the harness about here. And we'll just put that to the side. This is our single throttle assembly here. And yeah, the sleeve fits. It does go that way, I know, but I've got to undo that to get it on. But yeah, that will simplify that. So it's just a 4mm Allen key to open it up. Yeah. So it will go somewhere like so. Yeah, so this is the one we want here. We'll undo this bolt or screw, and fingers crossed it just slides out. I think it does from memory. So we're gonna remove this. Fingers crossed. Yep. Oh yeah, okay. Handy. Oh yeah, awesome. And we're just taking this screw out. Feed this up. Put that through. Yeah, looks like it's gonna work. Oh, look at that, like I bought one. Oh yeah, so when I did this for the XVS 650, this didn't work, so I had to modify all this. This has worked a treat, and we've still got our adjustment even. That's pretty awesome. So I'll set the adjustment, I just mentioned it, about halfway. Just rerouted it slightly. Needs to go in there. I'll just maybe push it in with some, yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, this is going to work a treat. And let's put our top. This is the grip I've decided to use. Yeah, so the throttle activates on all lock. Looks good. I like the grips. Just going to use a craft knife. And I think I might just remove that. Just going to remove this cover. It'll make it look a little bit more mechanical, old school. Next thing will be to just dive in here and remove the pull cable. Remove the push cable. So that's the cable we're using. So this is the cable we're not. Might be able to just pull it through. So that's there. And it's going to be a 10. Okay, so just got a 10, and we're just winding this back to get it to pop out of this, and then we can pull it out of the actual. There we go. So on the throttle, you've got the cam with the spring, and there's just a nail like that. We just pop that out. Single throttle completed. So on our switch block, orange white stripe, orange black stripe is the kill switch. We're going to do a kill switch delete. So bottom line is that we just need to join orange white and orange black. There's two orange whites. Okay, so we just need to double check what is going where. So we'll pull that switch, that screw out, and that'll enable us to pop this mechanism out, and then we'll get a better look at what is actually going where. I reckon orange white must be constant power. Okay, so we'll try and join that together. Green, blue, black here are the hazards, and we're going to delete that as long as the indicators work. Which they do. So we are going to terminate them. Just got a piece of heat shrink. Just cut it into 3. Now we'll just terminate those wires with heat shrink so it doesn't short on anything. We might just pop a big piece of tubing over the 3 of them, and that'll just clean it up. Right. so let's delete the kill switch. And put a solder, just twist them up. Put a solder sleeve on one end. Twist it up. And put the wires into the solder sleeves there. And let's use our lighter. Okay, so righto, there. So yellow, green, and orange, white will end up being our starting switch. We'll just make sure it works. Yep, so perfect. We'll just add that to a toggle switch. These come with screws which help. Put some heat shrink down over the wires. Okay, so that's installed there. We'll just test it. Yep. Cool. And then we will just drag this down and install it behind the side cover. So just going to run a slit down through here. Just going to use a Phillips head here to pop this side cover off. And that will sit there. And so we're just going to drill a hole dead center to mount the switch. And it's 12 mil. So I've got 12 mil Christmas tree bit. Let's drill that out. And just neaten it up from the other side. So just pop the washer on. Poke that through there and put that there. Put that in there. Screw that one in there. So the throttle cable is free there. That's in the position, and everything's hidden through there, and we'll just clean this up. Guys, there we are. That's the installed Whisky Throttle or single throttle. It's an Amal sleeve from Trojan. I've put some glitter grips on it just to go with that 70s vibe I'm going for. It snaps back perfectly, even though I've removed the push cable. It now only runs the pull cable. So I've relocated the start switch here. There's the single throttle. I cut the rubber shroud off just to make it look a little bit more old school. There's our glitter grips. And there's our VL250 so far. But it's on and it looks really good, and I really actually like the grips. I pulled the cable out from underneath the side cover when I had that off, because we've got 300mm or 12-inch bars on it with stock cables. So just pulling that out gave it a little bit more movement and flexibility with those taller bars. On this side, I cut the rubber shroud off the clutch mechanism just to make it look a little bit more old school, and that looked really good. And then we relocated the start switch down onto the side cover here, and ultimately I did a kill switch delete and I did a hazard light delete. The hazards weren't working anyway, so it wasn't real painful to delete them. It all works really nicely. The bike itself won't start because I've got no fuel in it, but I will show you that electrics work. Well, it wanted to start. It does have a little bit of fuel left, but ultimately everything works, everything runs. No big flames or no sparks or blowing fuses. And I think it's really neatened up the bike and slimmed it down. I really am actually very happy with it. In the next lot of videos, we're sort of going to be having to spray the tank. We're going to be removing the stock airbox system and going to a velocity stack. There's still a lot of pretty big things to go, and some long, arduous and sometimes fiddly things to go. So the bike is far from finished, but it is looking awesome in my opinion. It's really ticking the box of being lean and slim and tall and narrow. It just looks really cool. I'm really happy with it. The videos, they're always on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time. Catch me there. Make sure you check out choppedandbob.com.au. Use iRideTaz10 on checkout. If you want to support me personally, go to buymeacoffee.com/iRideTaz and buy me some coffees. Put some money in my account that I can put back into this bike. The YouTube revenue I get is absolutely minimal. Most of this comes out of my pocket. So any way that you guys want to support me goes straight back into projects like this VL250. Yeah, guys, I'll see you next Tuesday. Till then, I'm out.